Hello and welcome back to Movie Monday. Today we watched The Black Cauldron to go along with our
Ooh.
whole
Halloween theme.
underappreciated underappreciated Disney movie thing. It is too
Uh,
early for Halloween.
What are you talking about? Dude, May is obviously the spookiest month of the year.
Yep. It's because that's when standardized testing is.
Yeah, finals.
And AP
Oh
testing.
yeah, I just had my finals. Please, one of you, murder me after this. Thanks.
Okay.
We'll sacrifice you into the cauldron.
No,
And
actually, I'll just jump in
jump in the
of my
cauldron.
own will.
And you'll somehow come back to life later.
That's
Anyway.
a spoiler!
I mean, jumping into the cauldron is a spoiler too. We don't know who I'm talking about.
Alright,
true.
well.
That's true.
So, I've seen this movie a lot as a kid, but I didn't really remember it too well when we were gonna watch it again. Like, I had remembered certain scenes and stuff. One thing that I do not still have an answer for is somehow I was more scared of Snow White than I was of this. And
yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that's weird.
It kind of boggles my mind. Because there are some actually legit scary scenes.
Yeah, this movie's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, like especially for, when you think this is not what you think of when you think, Disney movie.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, like especially like visually, especially like the backgrounds, like the use of color with like what's going on. It does have like a pretty cool, like dark atmosphere to it.
Mm-hmm.
That especially makes it stand out compared to the other Disney movies.
Yeah. Like, and you can see like the textures of things. Like, it's very nicely drawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also scarily drawn. It's like the cauldron has a face on it.
Yeah. The villain also looks pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely not like one of the top 10 Disney villains in terms of personality, but
Mm-hmm.
in terms of looks, he's quite
he's got
iconic.
the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you guys seen this movie previously?
Nope.
I've seen it once. You showed it to me once. I only remembered a few of the scenes. And then as we were watching, I remembered a little bit more, but I could not for the life of me remember the story.
Even I didn't really completely remember this. I knew that they went on the journey to get the Black Cauldron. I didn't remember why.
I remembered the characters because they all look very distinct. I just couldn't for the life of me remember the storyline, and after watching it again, I'm just like, maybe I know why. It's very, like, subtle?
Yeah, so apparently this is adapted from a book series. I forgot the book series, but it's adapted from a book series, and I should have looked this up before we did this, but I think this is from the first book and stuff, of which, if you keep that in mind, then you can kind of see why the plot meanders in the way that it does and stuff.
And is that why it kind of abruptly ends?
Yeah.
Probably, because it's meant to be part of a series, so
right.
Technically there should be more parts, but yeah, kind of just abruptly ends. I feel like they could have done a much softer ending instead of just abruptly ending it with like, and then they walked into the sunrise.
Yeah, like the story of this, like, it's just kind of weirdly paced. It's like it felt like we were still like early in what was going on until, and then it was like, okay, we're starting the story. Oh, it's the climax. It's like, what?
Yeah, this does feel like a first book out of several.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they never made any sequels.
They also, like, changed location very quickly, and it makes you wonder how long it kind of takes to get from place to place. Like, we go from a very, like, normal looking forest to, like, thorny brambles to, oh my god, there's, like, lightning and thunder over
Yeah.
this castle in the middle of this lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's again, it's something where again the story, like, I mean, the story itself is just, I mean, I guess it's like fine, but like it's just kind of paced a little weird. But and the characters, I don't know, they exist. Like, there's not really much to say. But like again, to me, I do think at least the visuals, or at least make it a little bit more than like just kind of neutral. I think it's at least sort of worth looking for the visuals, at least just to check it out, because I think it's interesting in that regard. So, I don't know. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, well, I was going to say that, like, I understand why basically, I understand why people don't really remember this or watch it or talk about it anymore. But at the same time, I don't think it's flat out bad, but it's just overall not very interesting, except for, again, like, the visuals kind of elevate it up at least somewhat. That's kind of my stance on it.
I can't see why anyone would have strong feelings like about this movie, especially like a strong distaste for it, because it doesn't do anything wrong. It's just like it's paced a little bit weird, and I mean, it's pretty like standard. Maybe the storyline is like weird and strange, but I mean, it didn't do anything wrong, so I don't really know why people have such a strong reaction to it.
I don't know if it's really a strong reaction. It might just be because, I mean, you know, how many like actual Disney movies are like actually bad, right? Like very few, like if any. So yeah, it might just be, you know, if you lined them all up in a row from best to worst, I could see how this could be near the bottom for a lot of people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like actually like objectively bad. So.
Yeah. I know one thing that I heard was that people found Gertie extremely annoying, but the fact that this movie is so short, I feel like you don't really spend that much time with him for him to...
I mean, I don't like him. Like, I would, you know, I have a dislike for him, but again, the movie's not long, and even then, he's not even in the movie for very long.
Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of, it's like, yeah, he's annoying, but he's not really there for that long. So it's not like, I don't really consider it to be an annoying point.
It's not like Jar Jar Binks.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, it's like how people are like, "Oh my God, Rose is like the worst character of all time." Like, she's not in the movie very long. Like, it's like whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It is kind of weird where it's like, spoilers, I guess. He's like, Gurgi's the one who's like, I'm gonna jump into the cauldron and sacrifice myself, and it's like, okay?
You're kind of like,
I don't really care. Just like, alright, whatever, dude. And then he comes back, so it's like, whatever.
It's interesting too, especially comparing it to Robin Hood, because we just watched that last week, where all the characters like were like really memorable, and the plot, while simple, it was like laid out very well and stuff.
Yeah,
this movie's kind of the opposite of that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they definitely spent a lot of their time on the artwork, and it really shows. Like, they gave it their all, but everything else was, like, very middling.
And that said, like, I do think the background art, like, is really good. There are times with the actual character, like, animation that looks kind of weird.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Like, there's a couple faces that are like, ugh.
What is Gurgi? Is he an animal, or is he like...
No one knows.
He looks like a person, but like a grotesque kind of person.
I was gonna say he looks kind of like a dog.
Yeah, he's like a Gollum and a dog merged together.
Oh dear.
If Gollum was a furry.
Oh god.
God.
Or like a badger?
Maybe, I don't know.
No idea. Yeah.
I like my theory.
Hey.
Yeah.
I guess to go into ratings?
I guess so. I feel like there's not too much to talk about because again, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Well, who wants to go first?
I think I'll go first as someone who's, I guess, watched the movie the most. I'm going to give it a 5. I think it's in the middle. I think it's a genuinely good in the middle film.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking 5 also.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of unsure if I was going to give it a 5 or if I was going to be like, oh, the visual's good enough to put it up to a 6. But I'll just say it's a 5. It's like a high 5. High 5.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
High
Funny.
five.
Ha ha. Funny. But yeah, it's so in the sense that like you get how 5 is like true neutral in a sense. So it's like it's a little bit above true neutral, but I don't think it's enough to give it a 6. Basically.
Yeah.
So that's fair. Okay. Well.
Yo, so what is the next movie that we're watching?
Speaking of being yo hip with the kids, dog, G home slice.
Oh my god. How do you do, fellow kids?
I mean, that's kind of what this movie is, to be honest. So we are going from a movie of this tone and this aesthetic to something that's not that, and we're also jumping ahead another decade. And we are going to next watch a Goofy movie.
Yay!
Yay! I've never seen this before.
I've seen this a few times. I did see it as a kid multiple times, and I feel like I saw it once, like in college or something, somewhere around then. But I like this movie. I'm curious to see it again. I want to see it again.
I also watched this movie a lot as a kid. I had it recorded on VCR, and I am excited to watch. I haven't watched this movie in like 15 years or something, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, I know I watched it like again once randomly in the last like 5 years or so, but yeah, I think you'll like it, Maya. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
And maybe I can do a wonderful Goofy impression.
Oh boy, I can't wait for that.
With that, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Yuck.